We followed the action. It's authentic, real people as missionaries for Christ. This story is about overcoming obstacles. It's about how God worked with 6 groups in 6 cities to convert 46 souls and bring hundreds more closer to Christ. It's about trusting in God through the storms, and it's about seeing the great controversy come to life.
We've come to Cuba. We've been here for about 4 days, settling into the Cuban lifestyle. But now we're splitting up to 6 different cities to start evangelistic series. These are towns with very little or no Christian presence, and we'll be helping to start a new church in each one of these places. This is where it gets scary. We don't know what will happen. We don't know what could go wrong. But this is why we've come to Cuba, to help people grow closer to Christ. Oh man, I have to give the meeting tonight. I'm kind of nervous. I mean, I've never preached with a translator. Our car just broke down, so we're trying to figure out how to get to our town that's still 40 miles away, or restart it or something. Wow, praise the Lord. The car started and we're back on the road again. So we just got here about 1 or 2 hours ago. We ate a wonderful Cuban lunch and met all the people in our team. But it's kind of scary to think that we only have about 3 or 4 hours till the meeting that starts at 8 o'clock, and we've got to get all settled in and unpacked, and we have to practice our songs for the meeting tonight. I have to go through my sermon. I have to get all the notes together. I have to go through it with my translator. We have to get our showers, eat supper, and be all ready for the meeting to start. And they've got a ton of stuff to do with the children's crafts. Crazy. We just come away this morning, and now suddenly, a few hours later, we're thrown into the evangelistic series that we're supposed to start. Kind of scary. Hopefully it'll all hold together. Wow. Tonight, Christopher Beeson came along with Pastor Gary to make sure everything started fine, and I presented the sermon. Quite a few people came, but speaking with a translator breaks your flow so much that by the end I thought I had done horribly. Christopher Beeson came up to me right after it was over. He grabbed my hand and he started praying. He thanked God for working through me. It was brilliant. He immediately shifted my attention from myself to God. It's undeniable that God has worked. And if He has everything under control, He can do amazing things, even through me. Our group is made up of 7 wonderful people. Karen Holland, the president of Oklahoma Academy, Celeste and her sister Carolina, Elga, Chandler, and Maria, and they'll be putting together the children's meetings, and then myself, the evangelistic speaker. And we joined up with all of the lovely people in the Cuban team. Salema and Ariel, the coordinator and her husband, Renee, our translator, our 2 wonderful cooks who keep food on the table 3 times a day, and finally Reni Dania, the pastor and his wife, who both have incredible conversion stories. He from an abusive drunk to a pious pastor, and her from abuse victim and suicide attempt to a miraculous improbable healing of burns all over her body that the doctor said she would die from. And now, both on fire for Christ, they have invested their life, along with all the rest of this team, to reaching their fellow countrymen for Christ. Visiting with the people, we can help them with their needs, make friends with them, and grow closer together in our walk with Jesus. So every day we go out and just spend time with villagers, making friends and inviting them to the meetings.
Esta noche hablar buena música y hablaremos sobre eventos final y la segunda venida de nuestro Señor Jesús.
Good job.
So we just got out of visiting a bunch of people here, and there's actually about 10 or 15 people in this house or near around here that are going to be baptized this Sabbath.
Cubans are so generous. This man let us try a few shots at his street-side shooting range for free.
Put it over your shoulder.
Fruit trees line many of the streets. All kinds of exotic plants like this one that they use for hair gel.
Whoa!
Can I feel it?
Sticky?
Yeah.
It's like hair gel.
We need to do his hair with it.
Oh, wow, it's really
It's the new hairstyle for the guys. Here we go.
It's like stickier than moose.
Emerita and her daughter Rosa are two of the baptismal candidates. We are praying that her faith stays strong despite Satan's attempts to discourage her. Rosa is suffering from Staphylococcus aureus, and it seems to be re-emerging this week. She has another daughter named Delphia who seems to be holding back from making a decision for baptism. This is also taking a toll on Ayamara. We'll keep them in our prayers.
The meetings are starting in an hour, and the problem is it's raining. Tonight's a very important message. It's about the Sabbath, and we really do not want anyone to be deterred by the rain. Satan definitely doesn't want people to hear it, but I have faith that God will work out his will through whatever happens. So brave to go straight through it.
I should introduce you to Huberto. He's a young man who I was told is just coming to the meetings because his girlfriend is one of the baptismal candidates. So, anyway, this afternoon it seems that Satan is really working against us for some reason. It has rained all day, and now it's getting close to the meeting time, and we lost the projector cord, and many of us have horrible stomach aches, perhaps from the water here. We know that God has control of the weather. Many of us have known this ever since we were children. But even though to God things like this are foothills, to the mountains that he can still easily move, we often doubt him. And we rarely put him to the test. But if we never ask God for bigger things, then our faith will never grow any larger than rain and lost projector cords. So there's a lot to pray about. But God can do anything as long as our faith doesn't limit him.
Okay, look at this. So it rained. It rained a ton. And this time it looked like, even though we were praying, it looked like even though we were doing everything we could, it looked like it was going to keep raining the nose got up. And now, in the last few minutes, the kids all pulled up. And then I was like, okay, well, Lord, what about the adults? And just now, they all pulled up right outside here. They're all out here. Plus more kids. Right out there. Tonight was the best meeting that we've had since we've been here. It was about the Sabbath, and remember Huberto, right? Huberto has not shown any interest in religion, and tonight he accepted the specific doctrine of the Sabbath, plus 4 other people who hadn't shown any interest at all. And not only that, but another thing is that Jody Schaffner, she made the health talks, and she had no idea what sermons were going to be with each night. And so Mrs. Holland is doing the health talks in our group, and she was looking at the health talk for tonight. It was about rest, 4 types of rest. Recreation, sleep. There was another one, but the main one that was interesting was the 4th one, weekly rest. It was about the Sabbath. And, you know, earlier today it was raining. Some of us got stomach aches probably from the water here. We lost the projector cord. The projector wasn't working. There was all these things going wrong. And I kind of wondered why Satan was working so hard against us. And that question has been answered. Because Satan knew that God was going to win a huge victory tonight. And it's incredible what has happened.
Hace 4 días atrás,
I realized that I was calling people to be baptized,
me di cuenta que estaba llamando a las personas a ser bautizadas,
and I haven't been baptized myself.
pero yo mismo todavía no había sido bautizado.
So I realized, I really should be baptized.
Así que me di cuenta, yo tengo que ser bautizado.
So I talked to my parents.
Así que hablé con mis padres,
I called them.
los llamé.
My dad was like, "Wow, yes, that's a great idea."
Mi papá me dijo, oh, muy bien, es una gran idea.
And then my mom, she was like, "Oh, I want to be there."
Pero entonces hablé con mi mamá y me dijo, ay, yo quisiera estar allí.
But I'm going to give my life to Christ.
Pero yo quiero dar mi vida a Jesús.
Amen. I want to make a public commitment that I want to follow Him.
Yo quiero hacer una entrega pública de que quiero seguir a Jesús.
And I hope that all of you will at some point make that same decision. But the best time to make that decision is right now. If you have never been baptized,
Si usted nunca ha sido bautizado,
God is calling each one of you to be baptized, to give your life to Christ.
Dios está haciendo un llamado especial para esa persona.
Christ wants to be with you through eternity.
Amén.
He wants you to give your life to Christ. And if you want to say yes
Y si
through
usted quiere decir
baptism,
que sí a través del bautismo,
I ask you to stand up and come to the front.
Love you too. Bye.
So it's the last day of the campaign. It's Sabbath. Sorry. It's Sabbath, and is the day that I'm going to be baptized, and that many others are going to be baptized. And I was feeling kind of stressed this morning about all that I needed to get done. But God sent a message in due season. I got a message from my mother, telling me how much she loved me and how much she wanted me to be baptized. It was really encouraging to get this right now. This, a word in due season, perfect timing. Just this morning, just when I needed it. And so I'm thankful that God's going to bring me through all of this, and we're going to get the meetings done, and that God's going to lead in the consecration of 7 people's lives today.
Al mundo y nueva vida en Cristo Jesús. Amén. Muerte al mundo y nueva criatura en Cristo Jesús. Del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Muerte al mundo y nueva vida en Cristo Jesús. Del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Muerte al mundo y nueva vida en Cristo Jesús. Amén.
Father, I pray that we will all stay faithful so that we can meet again soon in your kingdom. Amen. In the meantime, we ask for you to keep them in your watch care. Amen. And to bless their ministry. Amen. And we pray this in Jesus' name.
Pedimos todas estas cosas en el nombre de Jesús.
Amen. Amen. Bye-bye.
We've come to Cuba. We've been here for 16 days, and I think we all have changed in some way. Just in this town alone, 7 people have given their lives to God. But the work here is not finished. Even now, missionaries are working to reach souls. However, some have not yet picked up the torch. Maybe you can feel God's call to see a world in need, to see humanity as God's children. Will you step out in faith to reach them?